Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today, we're doing our playoff predictions, okay? So, we did this at the very beginning of the year, and I picked a winner. I'm not going to tell you who that is until the end. I'm going to stick with who I picked. I'll put the video down below in the description box below, so you guys can check that out if you'd like. But we're going to go through game by game, okay? I've waited until the wild card games were over just so we had kind of a concrete idea of who the teams are going to be that are actually in there. So, ended up watching both games, and I don't know if you guys watched my Road to the Show series, but in that first Brewers game, I'm watching it, and Brewers are up 3-1. Hader's on the mound, strikes out the first guy. I go to get ready to go downstairs and do my Road to the Show series. I come back, it's 4-3. What the hell happened? So unbelievable. I went back and rewatched it. Unbelievable way for that game to end. And then last night, watching that Rays Oakland game, Rays just had, ball was up, Manai was just kind of up in the zone, right? Rays put a couple of really good swings on balls, hit a bunch of homers, and that was kind of all she wrote. So, two exciting games. Both of those teams are now in, and now we will go and see who we think is going to win the World Series this year. So, put in the comment section below also who you guys think is going to win the World Series before I kind of get into this here. Okay, let's start off with the Astros-Rays series. Okay, I think this is going to be an easy one. I think most are going to probably be easy. I don't want to foreshadow too much, but the Astros, as we all know, are absolutely loaded. And although I think the Rays, the Rays always seem to just do things the right way. They make moves that you're like, man, I don't know if this is the right move, and then it works out. They've got players playing certain positions and hitting in certain spots in the lineup, and you're like, oh, what the? And then it works out. I don't know, it's just the way the Rays seem to roll. But I think the Astros are going to be too much, not only for them, but for most teams. With their pitching staff, you've got two guys that are duking it out for Cy Young Award. You've got Greinke, who they added. The offense, 1 through 9, is just absolutely unbelievable. There's no easy spots really in the lineup. They've made great additions. They've called up players that have done well. Their superstars, for the most part, are playing like superstars. I think it's just too much for the Rays. And so we're going to go Astros in that first series. Okay, now let's go to the other American League series. Let's go with the Twins and the Yankees. Holy offense. If you don't want to be a baseball in this series because you're going to get the absolute hell beaten out of you every single inning. The power of these two teams. I was looking at the Twins' home run numbers. This is just silliness. I think they have like 8 guys or something hit over 20 home runs. They've got a bunch of guys that hit over 30 home runs. The offense is crazy. And it's the same thing with the Yankees. The Yankees offense, 1 through 9, just punishes you. Like, there's power at every single spot in the lineup. There's no easy, there's never easy outs with their lineup, but there's not even a point in the lineup where you're like, okay, this guy, he might get a hit, he'll hit a single. Like, everybody's going to take you deep. And so, I feel bad for the baseballs and for the pitchers in this series, and I think it's going to be, I think this could go either way. Both teams are really, really talented. I think I'm going to lean a little bit towards the Yankees just because I think their pitching might be a little better. I think their bullpen's better. And so I'm going to go with the Yankees. I could see it going either way. The Twins could come out and hit 1,000 home runs and just absolutely destroy baseballs and just beat the Yankees into submission. But I think the Yankees offense obviously is really, really good. I think they're going to be able to keep up with the Twins, and I think the pitching will just push them over the edge just a little bit, okay? So we're going to go Yankees over the Twins in that series. Okay, now let's go over to, let's do Braves-Cardinals, shall we? The Braves, I love the Braves. I think they're super exciting. I love the offense, right? And I think that, man, you've got a lot of good hitters over there too, right? Especially at that top of the lineup. But they are exciting. They can hit, they can run, they can hit for power. They can do a little bit of everything. I think they've got enough pitching. I think with the Cardinals, are, good team, obviously, right? They're in the playoffs. Good team. had a good year. I just don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to match up with the Braves when it comes to that dynamic offense. I think that's what pushes them over the edge. And so I think I'm going to go with the Braves here. I just love watching the Braves. They play with excitement and energy, and they got a little bit of flair to them, which I like. Obviously, I don't know if flair contributes to a whole lot of wins, but I guess energy does. And so we're going to go with the Braves over the Cardinals. Now let's go down to the Dodgers and the Nationals. So, Dodgers, we've talked about this before. One of the most talented teams, maybe the most talented team, although I think the Astros are. But Dodgers, 1 through 9, their bench, every play, like I'll look at their bench and I feel like I could field like a pretty good team just using their bench players, right? So they're able to match up. Their depth is incredible. They're able to match up with whoever they're playing. Whatever pitcher's on the mound, they're able to put in a lineup that's going to be able to match up really well with them because they have so much depth. And not only do they have depth, but it's really, really high quality. Like, they've got just tons of good players. It seems like, again, they call up guys and they put them in and they're awesome. And then their big-time players play really, really well. So when it comes to pitching, I think they've got, Kershaw, I know he hasn't been terrific in the playoffs over his career, but he's still Kershaw. And then you got Buehler, and you've got some studs in the rotation that I think are going to be able to pitch enough. Bullpen will be good enough. And I think that when you look over the Nationals, now it's interesting. Nationals have a ton of talent too. And, they've got 3 studs at the top of their rotation. They got 4 solid pitchers. Scherzer, amazing, right? One of the best pitchers in the league. Strasburg, obviously really, really good. Corbin. But I think where they had to play the playing game, and now, the Dodgers kind of get to set everything up exactly how they want it. I think that gives them a little bit of an advantage. So I think I'm going to go with the Dodgers in this. But I think it could be a really good series. And, Nationals offensively too. I mean, with Soto in the middle lineup and Rendon, they can rake. But I'm still going to go Dodgers. All right? I just think the Dodgers are too deep, too talented. There's just too much talent on the team, okay? So I'm going to go with the Dodgers. Okay, now let's move on to the next series. Let's go back to the American League with the Astros and the Yankees, okay? I think what it comes down to here is pitching. I think both offenses are going to be great, obviously. Smash the ball all over the place. But I just think it's so hard. If I'm building a team, I always like to build it around pitching. Now, you need great offense, obviously. There's a lot of offense, a lot of homers this year. But I think when you're able to have a team that has Cole and Verlander, never mind Greinke, like, that is really hard in a playoff series to have to beat those guys. Those guys can shut out anyone. It doesn't matter how good the hitters are. And I know that it's kind of an old school kind of great pitching beats great hitting, or good pitching beats good hitting, however you want to say it. But I think it's true when you have guys that are that good. I think you can be the greatest hitter in the world, and it's going to be really hard to beat those guys. So I'm going to go Astros over the Yankees. Astros just too well-rounded and too much just firepower, especially with those stud pitchers. So we're going to go Astros, although I think it should be a really good series. Astros play great at home. Yankees, tough to beat in their home park. But I'm going to give it to the Astros, okay? Let's go back over to the National League now. So we got Dodgers and Braves. I think the Dodgers are the more talented team. I think the Braves, I don't know why I keep thinking about this with the Braves. I just feel like they're going to have something kind of special going. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they get swept in the first series. But I just like their team. But I think that the Dodgers are, again, too deep, too talented, all the way around, right? Hitting, pitching, everything. And so I'm going to go with the Dodgers over the Braves. I think it will be an exciting series if it ends up actually happening. But we're going to go Dodgers. We're going to go to the World Series with the 2 most talented teams. All right? And in baseball, I always say anything can happen. So I don't know. These teams could technically get knocked out right away. I don't think they're going to. I think they're just too talented. I think they're both built to be World Series teams, right? One had 7 wins. One had 106 wins, I think it was. And so you've got the 2 best teams in the regular season. I think they're going to meet up in the World Series. Now, if you go back to if you watch my other video on the when I chose my World Series winners before the season started, this is who I had. I had Astros and Dodgers. I picked who I thought were going to be the two most talented teams. I don't think it was like, wow, what, this guy's Nostradamus over here. Like, I think most people know that they're the two most talented teams and had an idea that this would be the World Series. And so I'm going to stick with it. And back then, I chose the Astros to win it. And right now, I'm going to choose the Astros to win it again, okay? And the reason I'm gonna is for the same reasons I've given a couple times already. I think it's too hard to beat Cole and beat Greinke and beat Verlander. I think they're just too good. And although the Dodgers have a nice starting rotation, I like the Dodgers starting rotation. I like everything about the Dodgers. But I just think the Astros are too much. And I think even if you put those 3 stud pitchers on a team that didn't have a great offense, I'd still like them a lot. But then you put them on a team that's got an offense that's absolutely ridiculous. And I just think, I think it's too hard for anyone to handle. Even the Dodgers, who are built to win a World Series, and I'm sorry, Dodgers, you guys are going to go again, and you're going to lose again, unfortunately. Hey, I'm pulling for you. Hope you win. I hope you finally win one. But the Astros, I think, are too good. All right? So we're going to go with the Astros. We're going to stick with my preseason prediction, or early season prediction. Again, let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to win the World Series, and put it before you watch all of my. Although, you know, I'm not saying anything special here, but that's what I think. Okay, so I got to stick with who I think are the best teams and who matches up best when they're playing each other. Okay, so thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. Go check out my Road to the Show series if you haven't seen it yet. I'm sure a bunch of you have. I'm putting up a ton of videos, and it's a lot of fun. I get to use kind of like my alter ego a little bit, and I get to kind of be a jerk on the field, which I was always probably too nice on the field. And so now I get to scream and yell at everybody and be a real jerk, which is fun. So go over there and check that out. Give it a thumbs up, share with all your friends, all that good stuff. And let's go playoff baseball. Starts up here in a few hours. I got to get this uploaded because first game is rocking and rolling soon.